So I have moved again. This is the story about how I've moved to like 3 or 4 different states now. I have managed to do videography in each one of those states. I just moved from Austin, Texas to Orlando, Florida, but I've made the move very many times actually. I'm originally from Miami. I moved to Dallas, Seattle, Austin, and now Orlando. I have moved for different reasons that aren't really about videography specifically, but I've managed to get clients in each one of those cities, and I kind of want to break down how. Firstly, if you're a business or somebody in Orlando, let's connect because I'm new in town. First, we'll talk about the freelancer side. From the freelancer side, the first thing that you can do is just reaching out to other video people. That's literally Googling videography my city and then just talking to those people. Honestly, that's over time, that has been the most fruitful way to get leads. Is literally, and this kind of applies to any type of business, is when you reach out to people in your niche, when you reach out to people in your specific industry and just make friends with them, you can kind of either get leads or share insights about the different things in your industry. So that's always number one, and this applies to video people, filmmakers, whatever you are, is my number one recommendation is to go and network with the people in your area. When you ask every video person or anybody, how do you get leads? The instant answer that they say is, oh, go network. But that really does become fruitful. But you have to reach out to people without the intent of like, oh, I want them to give me a job. Because if they sense that, like they're like shark in the water, like if they sense that you're just looking for work, they're not going to want to be your friend. Like I'm saying, like genuinely try to build relationships with people in your industry. So honestly, that's the number one most fruitful way. Probably the people watching this are also creatives. It's just, if you're a photographer, you're going to search event planners near me. You're going to search video production companies near me, photographers near me, and you're going to reach out to all of those people and it'll be super hit or miss, by the way, because I've had situations where I've just been trying to be friendly with someone. I had this one particular bad situation where I was trying to be friends with someone and they messaged me back like, I don't want to be friends with you, you're the competition, or something like that. But that's very rare, okay? Like most of the time people are very receptive and either they ignore your message or they're down to chat. A lot of times people just want to talk about these issues specific to their industry that they don't get to talk about with normal people. So when they do get the opportunity to kind of chat and just hang out, that works really well. If there are any meetups in your industry, photographers, videography, etc., that go to those because that's number one. So I actually just went to a meetup last week. This is actually the David Moorfield meetup. It was super fruitful. I got like a PA out of it, just met some of the people in the area, got added to like a local group chat. And so just going to these networking events and meetups, like that's number one. Next, we move on to your own personal leads, because if you're a wedding videographer or a photographer or a video editor, whatever the case might be, right? Like the next step is, okay, well, I need some of my own personal clients and my own personal brand and results, right? So basically there's a couple different options. If you have money, then paid ads. I believe that organic growth in today's times is very slow, and it's a bit luck-based because there's so many people uploading content and so many people doing basically the same thing that to organically pop up into people's feeds is really hard. If you have a bit of money, and when I say a bit of money, I recommend about $1,000 a month. If you have a bit of money to throw at ads, that is the most lucrative thing that you can do, basically, is just pay to win, pay to play. When you do that search that I was saying before, the networking search, and you search video production near me or whatever, the people that are going to show up are the people that are paying to play. So you'll instantly know who the people that are kind of paying to play are. And that's not like a bad thing to pay to play. Honestly, I just feel like that's kind of how the game works now. But you'll know who those people are, and you can be those people by positioning yourself with either your website, a landing page, and figure out a strategy for paid ads. But warning, it will cost money. Honestly, at this current rate in the state of the world that we are in, paying to play is a very important part of the whole thing. If you're doing pay to play and you're like, Cam, well, I'm broke, and the whole reason I have to network in the first place is because I'm broke. Well, then you're gonna have to rely on something very painful, okay? That is cold outreach. That means calling, that means emailing, and DMing people, essentially, whatever your client might be. For weddings, I would find that approach extremely difficult. I guess the easiest thing you could do is, instead of paying Facebook ads or whatnot, you could join things like the Wedding Wire or the Knot. I think they bought each other, so they're kind of just one thing now, but you can pay to be listed on there, and then that can be like a thing that you do. But number one is you have to have good content, because if you're paying for people to see you, and then when they see you and they see your content is bad, it's kind of like self-defeating. So you have to make good content, so when they pay you to see your stuff, like, it kind of, you know what I mean, carries over. When you do that, when you do some sort of paid system, like, they have to go into your stuff and see good work. So I would find it very difficult to do the whole cold outreach thing with weddings or something where you're going directly to a specific client. Maybe businesses, the cold outreach could work better, but weddings and stuff like that, for me, it's like a pay to play game. Like, you have to just pay the algorithm and pray that you show up to the right people. One of the most frustrating things to me about the creative world is that the number one thing that people say to do is word of mouth, right? The problem with word of mouth is that it takes years and years to develop. If you've been in the same city for 15 years, well, yeah, you already know everybody there, and you already have your clients that you mess with and that they mess with you, and you kind of just repeatedly get hired there. Haven't done that, like, if you haven't been in a city for 15 years, then that's like just basically impossible. So I find it really frustrating when on Threads, or when, like, literally online, that's the number one advice people give, because it's like, okay, how do you build that word of mouth if you've never done that? So you kind of have to do a combination of everything to be in that position. There are some alternative marketing routes that I've not tried, but I've seen people have varying success with. Things like postcards, or I know that Jared, I think he's done like the approach of like filming like a free promo video to try to convert the client from the free promo video into a paid video. I've tried to do that approach in the past, and honestly, it was not very fruitful at all. It was not very fruitful at all for me, but hey, for some people that works. Cold outreach, just fully cold. Like, if you're just DMing someone and you're like, hire me for my services, that's very difficult. Like, I'll shoot a free promo video. Like, you're way more likely to get in through the door if you like offer that free promo video. I've never personally had luck converting them from that free promo video to a paid video package. I would love to hear people's varying lucks down there. For me, number one is networking with people in the industry. Number two is, I own a video production company, right? So my needs are a little different. Number one for me is networking. Number two is paid ads. And number three is that kind of cold outreach, which the cold outreach is, again, very cold, so there's not really like, it's super hit or miss as to whether they reply to you in the first place. It tends to not really work super well, or it's varying results. It's very hit or miss. I've heard people having a lot of luck with LinkedIn and things like that, and connecting with the people, the ideal person to hire them on LinkedIn, and then kind of trying to do the whole LinkedInese thing. I've personally had varying levels of success with that. Like, sometimes people reply, and that is a hustle you can do, but kind of just depends on what you're offering. I feel like LinkedIn has gotten really flooded with basically people doing that. So now on LinkedIn, like, I get added by some growth strategist every like week, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to connect with you because you're just going to immediately send me some spam message. I'm actually originally from Florida, from Miami. I grew up my entire life in Miami, and I came to Orlando because I essentially wanted to come back to Florida for family, but I did not want to live in Miami. So we're trying it out. Hopefully it goes good. I'm pretty hype about the whole Central Florida area right now, so we'll see how it kind of works out. But if you're a creative or a business owner here in the Orlando area and you would like to chat, you can reach out to me on all my socials.